Okay, I'm going to give you the do's and the don'ts when you're going out on the racetrack with your motorcycle. Hey, but listen to this one because this is real. If you are older, like I was when I first went to the racetrack, I just learned how to ride a motorcycle at 50, and I decided to go out to the racetrack anyway. I shouldn't have did it. Every time I went out on that track, I dropped that motorcycle every time, and I was hard-headed. You know why? Because there's no one out there that's gonna stop you, or they got some coaches. But if you decide to do something stupid, that's on you. And you're responsible for your life and your motorcycle if you tear it up, or if you tear the next person's motorcycle up. Everybody signs the waiver sheet. So, I was 50 and I was hard-headed. There are rules, there are flags to tell you what's happening out on the track. But when it comes to your safety, that's on you. So I'm out on this track and there ain't no speed limit. And I'm going as fast as I think I can go until I get into that first turn. And when you get out there, the track seems really wide. But as you get to going faster and faster, and you come up on the first turn, oh, that track done got small. And now, I made it. You make that turn, and now you got to make some more turns at speed. And you're trying to keep up with the next fastest person in front of you, which that's a bad move. Don't do that. What you gotta do is kind of go at your own pace. Really, slow is fast. That means you're gonna hit every apex. I wasn't hitting no apexes. And I carry about 8 suits with me, just in case I fall and tear one up. One of the coaches was coming behind me and he was waving me down, slow down, slow down. I said, fool, we on the racetrack, and I punched it. Hey, and when I got back to the pit area, he said, man, you were so out of control. I was trying to save you from tearing up your new suit. But you know, I'm such an idiot, I'm not listening. I'm like, nah, I got this. And every time I crash and burn. But I get back on the motorcycle. One coach, he comes up and he says, can I ride your bike? And I had a CBR 600, and he got on the bike and he took it around the track and he brought it back. He said, throw this bike in the trash. And you know, bike's done been painted up. It's a 06, looks good. He says, what do you feel when you're on the bike? I says, I don't know, I just ride it. He says, you don't feel when you get to 100 miles an hour, this bike vibrates all over the place? I said, yeah, I thought all bikes vibrate at 100 miles an hour. I didn't know. And a lot of times, these coaches, they're not gonna come up to you and say, hey, you need to be doing this, this, and this. A lot of times, they're supposed to be coaching, but they're doing their own thing. So you have to look out for yourself. You don't know what you're doing wrong. And I would literally run people off the track. I was at a track called NC Bike. I was riding with Roger Lyles, and I changed rules at Roger Lyles because we were running the track, and we were coming around to the last turn on the track. It's a long straightaway, and it goes into a hairpin. Well, the bike I had was an old Gixxer, and I downshifted real hard on it because it didn't have a slipper clutch, and it got stuck in first off his bike. And so everybody comes to me and says, hey, Roger Lau says, you gotta pay for that bike. I go and get a copy of the waiver sheet. Ain't nobody responsible for nothing out here. So even if you get hurt severely, hey, chalk it up to experience. You shouldn't have came out here. And I would just keep coming back for more punishment. Look, when you go to that track, you got a presser coach to come out there and stay with you. If you don't press them, you will be lost. So you will never be able to connect the dots. You'll never be able to trail break. None of that stuff will come to you. I was missing apexes by maybe 3 feet. And so the guy that I go to the track with, he's a coach, but he ain't got time to rock me to sleep and babysit me. And I was going to turns, and he would come right up in between me. He ain't even stuffing me. I'm giving them the room. And I'll get way out on the edge and then try to bring it back. And the bike will slide out in low side. Too much lean angle, stupid. No, you can't go with all that lean angle. And so when you miss the apex, you out with the marbles. All the trash is out there. No, and so I kept doing it over and over and over until he tightened me up. He said, look. And then the other guy, there's another coach, the one that told me to throw the bike in the trash. He says, look, and I'm gonna tell you something. You better bring a raggedy. Don't bring no new bike out there. Don't bring a new bike. You're gonna waste your money, and more likely you gonna wreck it or somebody else gonna wreck it for you. Because people can pack each other all the time. There was a rider at VRI. They were trying to stuff me, and they tried to come around me, and the bike let go and high sided, and they was laying in the track. There wasn't nowhere for me to go, but over top of, I put the treads on it. It couldn't even nothing to do. And don't you know, they are dumb enough to try to ask me to race. You see this wreck behind me? I keep coming back for more. Just ask Chuck. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try to stop you. But if you hard-headed like me, come get you beaten. Because I'm going to stuff you. I'm going to stand you up. Don't come out here.